We will bring to order the March 16th Board of Directors meeting for Piedmont Community Charter School. Piedmont Community Charter School is a tuition-free K-12 school that offers a superior college preparatory education experience for this community and its families. Item number 2 on the agenda is a moment of silence, and we'll observe that now. Thank you. Item number 3 is public comment, and I have one email that was received from the Board of Directors email from Derek and Logan Ivy, and I'll read it now. After consideration and reflection on the school year to date, I have a request for the 21-22 school year. I respectfully request the careful consideration of Friday Remote Learning Day continuing into the next school year. I have 2 children, 3 next year, currently attending school at PCCS that have been in person since the beginning of this past school year. Having them home to do their lessons 1 day a week on Fridays has been an excellent balance for our family and for them academically. There are many reasons why I'm advocating for this continued schedule. While I realize that exclusive remote learning did not work well for many families, the schedule for remote learning 1 day and 4 days in person each week has had a positive impact on students and teachers. As many parents have done over the last year, I have discussed various available schedules and experiences with many other families, as well as many faculty members. I have found that all of them have preferred this schedule to all other options, including full-time in-person learning. Not only does this allow the schools to be deep clean, which may need to continue in the future school years, but also allows the students a chance to work independently for 1 day each week, which strengthens personal responsibility and accountability. Other benefits to this schedule include additional opportunities to gradually move toward more self-guided learning experience, which is essential in later years for higher learning and exponentially improved family flexibility and quality experience. As a family, we have been able to spend more quality time together through various trips and activities that were not easily possible before. Most importantly, due to remote learning on Friday, they were not missing schoolwork, but they were able to work it into and around other learning opportunities and family activities. Always able to complete the work due to the flexibility of media, tablets, and schedule. This has had a huge positive impact on their accountability, quality of educational opportunities, and family time and morale. Our family respectfully requests and strongly encourages PCCS to continue this schedule option into the next school year. Do we have any other public comments?
No, sir, that was all.
And I'll just say that we intend to take up the calendar for the 21-22 school year at next month's meeting, so in April. Item number 4 is awards and recognition.
Yes, I am very excited to read this report. Under academics, after a competitive audition process, 2 PCCS 11th graders have been accepted to the prestigious North Carolina Governor's School program for summer 2021. We are so excited for them. Ava Guest for dance and McKenna Lawler for theater have earned a spot in this immersive summer experience for gifted and talented high school students. Let's give them a hand because that's really awesome. More exciting news we found out about today. Zenith Garcia has been awarded a 4-year full ride scholarship to Appalachian State University. Under athletics, I just found this out this morning. The varsity girls basketball team are the co-champions of the Southern Piedmont 1A conference for the 2021 basketball season. We have a lot to celebrate. And Piedmont also received the North Carolina High School Athletic Association Region 6 Sportsmanship Award because no students or coaches were ejected from a game for the 2019-2020 school year.
Great job, great job.
Item number 5 on the agenda is approval of previous minutes. In front of you, you have minutes from the February 16th, 2021 meeting. Thank you, Mr. Poole, for putting those together.
Any questions or comments on those minutes? Any questions or comments on those minutes? I hear a motion.
Make a motion to approve the minutes as presented.
Second.
Motion is second. Any further discussion?
Motion is second. Any further discussion?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Aye. Any opposed?
Motion's unanimous.
I want to make sure I can hear Mr. McCraney. Mr. McCraney, can you just say hi?
Yep, that was an aye.
Okay. Item number 6.
On the agenda is reports, and the first one is the Treasurer and Finance Committee report.
All right. So we'll start with budget reports, and there you'll notice actually 2 changes in this. One is an increase to state revenue of $20,900. North Carolina Virtual Public School trued up their amount that they pay us this month, so it actually went up by that. The other change is the $10,000 to line 13 that we approved last month is actually reflected in here. So that gives us a surplus of $739,703.52 for the year.
All right.
Any questions on that? All right. So if we look at our surplus and cash report, operating, this is as of February 28th. Operating had $2,242,297.28. Special funds account $14,804.78. The investment account is worth $1,845,776.57. IDA account has $56,576.94, and petty cash of $1,000 gives us total cash of $4,160,455.57. Our anticipated fund balance, if we start with cash and investments as of June 30th, 2020, we were at $3,805,945, adding our current year budgeted surplus of $739,703.52, pulling out our investment account money of $1,845,776.57, leaves us expected cash available as June 30th, 2021 of $2,699,871.95. All right. Any questions on that? All right. Next report is the bond report, and we'll just look at the ending balances. As of February 28th, the bond fund has $570,071.20. Debt service reserve fund is $1,794,015.22. And our project fund is down to $558,802.51 for total bond proceeds held at U.S. Bank of $2,922,888.93. All right. Any questions on those items? All right. So the next item we have is actually a request to move some money from our cash reserves, from our prior balances, to purchase both new staff MacBook computers and also Chromebook computers for the high school right now. And then we'll kind of have to, these are going to start a rotation where we're going to have to do this every so often because these, computers don't last forever. So, but what we're looking at now, the request is for the staff MacBook computers. It's going to cost $205,868. All of the proposals are with us, or the quotes are attached with us. Because the new MacBook computers have changed their connections, we have to buy adapters for them. And so that cost is going to be about $6,000. So this allows them to continue to hook up to the cameras and all that stuff. The student Chromebooks will cost, and it was what, 745 computers?
750.
750 computers is $280,072.51, and then the cases for those computers is $20,062.51 for a total request of $512,003.02. And we would want to move that out of our fund balance.
This is probably the first time that most of the board has heard this request. This came before Finance Committee as operating or capital expenses that need to happen in order to keep the computers up to date. We should say that there was some discussion about putting this purchase off until at least the MacBooks until July, based on a tax break that's in the Mark's going to explain this better than me, but
Yeah.
tell us about the taxes, Mark.
Right. So we had talked a couple months ago about the employee retention credit that we're working on. It's the IRS has given a tax break on payroll, on the payroll taxes that you pay for your employees. We're kind of working through that still with our accountant, so we don't have a definite number. What was the last one? Wasn't it like 400,000? Or what was the last number?
For first quarter?
Yes,
Yeah,
400,000.
Roughly
Okay.
$400,000.
Yeah, roughly
for first quarter.
$400,000 in the credit. So what has to happen with that, because of the way this was done, is we have to actually apply for a refund from them to cover, for that credit. It's not something we can take up front. So that's part of the reason we thought about waiting. We're hoping to get the money from that to be able to use to pay for this. But especially with the Chromebooks, we don't have that option because these have to be ordered as soon as possible because there's such a demand for them. If we don't order them now, we may not get them in time. So the MacBooks we don't have this issue with, but the Chromebooks we do. And so we thought we'd just go ahead and proceed with the request for the full amount. So, but we are hoping to hear something, like I said, the accounting firm is working on the credit, so hopefully we know something a little bit more in detail, next month.
Yeah, and I think one thing that came before the board was a contract with the accounting firm in order to pursue that credit, right?
Yes.
So the board did see that.
Yeah, we did all that in January. So,
Yep.
Yeah.
And then the $400,000 that you mentioned was for first quarter, and we
yes.
expect this to go through second quarter at least, right?
Yeah, we at least expect it to go through second quarter. The program has actually been extended through the end of the year, but we don't know exactly how many quarters we'll qualify for. And then they're also looking at possibly getting something to see if we qualified for anything last year as well. So, but we do expect to have roughly the same amount of credit for both the first and second quarters for this year.
Which would be roughly $800,000
Right.
to cover this expense. So even though we're spending that money a little bit early, I think us on the Finance Committee, and Mr. McCraney, you could speak up too. I felt like if we certainly we couldn't wait on the Chromebooks, but we might as well go ahead and get everything set for next year.
Right.
With these numbers, we really
Yeah,
need
just
to get them
saying, if we
in.
had those dollars earmarked anyway, then it kind of makes sense to me, to go ahead and move forward to make sure we could secure those laptops, not have to kind of be behind at the beginning of the school year, just waiting on them to be, ordered and delivered.
Yes,
Is the
sir.
main reason, excuse me, is the main reason that we're going with Chromebooks as opposed to MacBooks for the students, is that due to cost, I'm assuming?
It is, and I
Yeah,
think we
yeah.
moved away with our last round of buying from MacBooks to Chromebooks.
Yeah, for the students. yeah.
Jennifer may remember the cost, but they're like 3 to 1 or something.
Yeah,
And cost, yeah.
let me look at,
I figured that's what it was.
look at that quote for the staff MacBooks.
Yeah, you've got, the quotes are
They're
behind that.
$779.
Yeah,
So the 11 inches, they would be, close to that amount too. The Chromebooks, we get a 4-year warranty, even accidental warranty. So that's why we moved away from charging lease fees to parents, because the warranty covers everything, and it's for 4 years. And so 4 years, once that warranty wears out, we will refresh with new Chromebooks. They're just so much less expensive.
yeah,
So just to correct what I said, it's about twice the cost for the MacBook as
Right.
opposed to the Chromebook.
yeah.
And getting them now, or as quickly, ordering the Chromebooks will ensure we get in line right now. We don't know exactly when we'll get them, but the sooner we order them, the sooner we'll get them.
Right.
And then with the MacBooks, we can order those in May, because there's about a 2-week turnaround. But that way, our tech guys will have all summer to get them ready, and this is a lot to get ready.
Yeah, how many is it total again?
The MacBooks, there's 200.
200 MacBooks,
200 MacBooks and 750 Chromebooks.
750 Chromebooks.
Yeah.
I make a motion that we approve the request to purchase staff MacBook computers, adapters, the high school student Chromebooks, and the high school Chromebook cases for $512,000, $3.02 out of the fund balance.
Second.
Motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion's unanimous.
Who seconded that?
Charlene?
Thank
Charlene.
you.
And just as a side note to that, we have gotten a quote to purchase the old computers. I can't remember who it come from, but it was $120,000 is what they've agreed to
Yes,
purchase the old computers for.
yeah,
Oh,
we just
wow.
received that
Yeah,
to buy the student Chromebook, student MacBooks.
MacBooks, yeah. So
See,
we will
$120,000.
get- Yeah,
That's great.
yeah. All right. And the next item is, we need to, we have to do the first read-through. We're going to try to update our capitalization policy. Currently, and this actually goes back to the computers and some other items. Currently, because of the individual cost of those items, those would have to be expensed, meaning they would hit our budget for that individual year rather than being set up as a capital purchase. But if we're wanting to update our policy to a policy similar to most other charter schools, they would allow large purchases like this to be lumped together and capitalized. Basically means it doesn't affect our operating budget. It comes out of our fund balance. And it also won't affect our debt service coverage ratio.
Right. So
Yeah.
it connects into our covenants for our bonds. You know, we have two pieces in the covenants. These are things that we have, excuse me, that we have to live up to every year in order to keep good standing in the bonds.
Right.
So we have a debt service coverage ratio, which is the amount of, basically the amount of surplus you have after you cover your debt. And then you have a cash days on hand. So, but the way our policy is currently written, every time we have a large expense like this, you know, if we spend 500 on computers or, you know, even 50,000 on something else, that goes into the expense line, and there's no revenue line to offset that in our budget. So this is a matter of just removing that piece and taking anything that, I think, that lasts over a couple of years.
Right.
And making it a capital expense instead of an operational expense, which is really the reality of what it is. So,
It makes more
Yeah.
sense.
yeah, it makes a lot more sense
Yeah.
that we wouldn't have to take a
hit.
financial hit and possibly risk triggering the covenant or tripping a covenant just by using our own money to buy things. Now, even with this expenditure at $500,000, it took our cash days on hand, or expected cash days on hand, down to it was still, I think, over
Yeah, it was-
100 days or something.
Yeah, I
like that.
think it was. I can't remember the exact number. It was, but we still met that.
Yeah, our covenant's 75 days, and we
Yeah,
target 90
we're well
days,
over that.
just as a rule, and we're still in that 100-day range. So.
Yeah, so our current, if you want to see that number, it's on the bottom of the budget report. This is as of, for February. Our debt service coverage ratio is 1.37, and our projected days cash on hand was 117. So even taking that money, this will still be fine.
good.
So with the new policy, the only thing that we're looking to change is the yellow highlighted paragraph. We're gonna add this to our current policy. It is the policy of Piedmont Community Charter School Incorporated to capitalize all capital assets costing more than $5,000 with an estimated useful life of 2 or more years. In addition, other items that are purchased and used in large quantities, such as technology, student desk, and office furniture, are capitalized and reported as general capital assets. Improvements are capitalized and depreciated over the remaining useful lives of the related capital assets. The cost of normal maintenance and repairs that do not add to the value of the asset or materially extend asset lives are not capitalized. Any questions on that, or see anything that needs to be changed? All right.
We should note, I think the language came from our auditor. Is that right?
Yes.
So it has been sort of run by the auditor and should be copacetic with
Yeah.
sort of normal business.
Yep. Yeah, we reached out to him, and this is what his recommendation was. If we added that, it should take care of any questions we were having. So, all right. I think I have to read through that one more time, or 2 more times maybe. I can't remember. All
I
right.
think next time we can read through it again and then vote on it.
Yeah, okay. All right. And that's all that I have.
Thank you, Mr. Stevens. Item 6B is the head of school report.
Good evening, board members. I do want to report our lottery application numbers. I am really excited about it, so I'm going to jump to that. We have 1,141 lottery applications to date, and that is within 20 of what we've had 2 years ago. So I'm really pleased that the numbers have stayed that high.
Yes.
It's a big deal after welcoming, over 500 kids this year.
I know.
Yes, it sure is. The first report I have for you is the compliance submission report. And we had a few things to turn in since the last board meeting. So for the Office of Charter Schools through Epicenter, we have to take a screenshot of where we have our school performance letter grade and score posted on the website. So we made sure all of that information was correct, and we just take a screenshot and upload that to Epicenter, and that was done on March the 3rd. It was due on the 31st. We had to submit our board nepotism policy. That's just an annual thing. It was due on the 31st of March, and we turned that in on March the 3rd. Again, that's just an upload to Epicenter of the same policy that we had last year. And the school is compliant with the implementation of a school improvement plan. Well, we do not need to submit a school improvement plan because we are not a low-performing school, so we submitted a statement that we are not a low-performing school and therefore do not have to submit one, and that was also done on March the 3rd. And for DAC, for our bond reporting, we did not have anything that was required to be submitted this past month. Next, I have the enrollment report for you. So as of March the 9th, we had 1,767 students. Remember, 10 of those graduated early. 10 of the, we would have 10 more if they hadn't graduated early. I said that wrong. And then next, I have the withdrawal report for you. And that's all of the reporting we have this month. The last day to apply for the lottery is March the 30th at 3:30. The enrollment lottery will be held on March the 31st, and it will be live streamed. And then our next board meeting is April the 20th.
Thank you very much. Item 6C is Enrichment Committee.
Thank you. We met last Thursday night and had a good meeting. We discussed, sort of had an overview and an update on the STEM teacher for the elementary school and just how excited all the kids are. I know I have a fourth grader and she's been loving that. So just talking about the impact there and how that's really been working out well. Also, we reviewed some middle of the year iReady data for K through 8. And everything looks really good. Growth numbers are good. And of course, we'll have the big summary at the end of the year. But things are tracking very well right now. And then we went over our clubs, just kind of looking at a state of the union for the clubs that we offer. And we all agreed that we offer a lot of clubs. And there is a process for new clubs that people can find on the website and then walk through. But yeah, we think that that's not something that we lack in. There are a lot of clubs, and I think there's a list of the clubs on the website that you can also find. So that's it.
Thank you. What is the current status of clubs? I mean, given the COVID restrictions and all that.
We're not allowed to have extracurricular activities right now, so
Okay.
that has not changed in the
So
guidance.
we've reviewed the clubs, but there's no relief probably until after the end of the year, maybe.
Yeah,
Probably
we're
next
looking at it
year.
really for next year.
Okay. Item 6D is the Athletics Committee report.
We don't have any report.
Item 6E is Facilities Committee report, and I'll just give you a quick update. I'm not sure everybody's aware of this, but during the construction of the high school, we had hired a company for lighting for this stage, actually, and the materials that they supplied were inadequate for our needs, and we're getting to the bottom of that. And we had a meeting, was it Friday? with that company requesting a refund for some of the equipment that they supplied. And we're kind of going through the process and giving them a chance to, in our view, do the right thing. And we'll have a further report as we try to get some of that resolved. The building that's intended to go behind us, which is a weight training room and a maintenance shop, we've gone out to 3 different contractors, asked them for a preliminary schedule and a preliminary estimate of a schematic package that's been put together by the architect. And those are due, I think, on the 19th. So once we get that back, we may put together kind of an ad hoc committee and sort of look at costs and those kind of things and see just where we stand, right? So we think we know how much it costs, but you don't know till somebody who's willing to build it for that is giving you the number. So once we get that number, I'll get in touch with maybe athletics committee and maybe Mark and anybody that wants to be involved can be involved, and we'll go through those and sort of make a plan of action from there. Item 6F is safety committee and 6G is governance committee. Anything from governance committee?
Nothing new this month. We will have some new information next month.
Okay. Is there any other business? Holy cow.
No, right?
Our next board meeting will be April 20th, 2021. We will see you there. We stand adjourned.